Hi everybody, welcome to another video. What a glorious spring day. Clear blue skies and just a slight chill in the air, but the sun is warm. Beautiful. It's 29th of March and I hadn't planned on doing a video, not today anyway. However, sitting there the other night and my wife said to me, "Do you know that it's a partial solar eclipse on Saturday?" So I didn't. I looked it up and decided to take a little wander and see if I can capture, well, I know I'll capture some shots of it. So I've got my kit in my bag, a bit heavy. I've got some coffee in a flask as well, it's weighing me down a bit. But I'm not far from home. Unfortunately I don't have a personal space at home, we haven't got a garden where I can set this up. So I've taken a little wander down to, as you've seen in the footage before I started talking, to Tiddenfoot Walkside Park in Leighton Buzzard, and there's a bench that I've sat before to capture this, where there's no obstructions in the sky, no power cables or anything like that, and I can just sit for, I think it's an hour and 53 minutes in total, and yeah, see what I can capture. So I'm going to keep walking down this lovely woodland path, and I'll see you in a moment where I'll tell you what my setup's going to be. Actually, just an additional point. Unfortunately today I'm walking with my stick. My fibro has really kicked off, but I do still try and get out. Fatigue is still giving me real problems. But the reason for the stick is I went for a little walk to the barber's yesterday. For those of you who might have noticed, my hair looking a bit sharper. And while I was walking, nice and slow, nothing over the top, just an empty rucksack on my back for a bit of shopping later, and my legs decided they were going to buckle under me. It's not the first time that's happened. Bit concerning. I do always have my walking sticks, it folds up in whatever bag I'm carrying, but yeah, a bit shaky today. So it's not going to be a long walk, it's not going to be a strenuous walk. I think it's strenuous enough with the weight of this backpack. And yeah, that was a bit unnerving, to say the least. Yeah, I've spoken to consultants about it, neurologists, etc., and they say, well, that's just fibro, but I'm sorry, I don't buy that. I want some more tests done, so I think I'll have to go to the GP this week and just say I need a second opinion and go to one of the other hospitals and just have a chat with somebody there, see what they say. Anyway, let's get to the bench and let's set up for some photography and forget all about fibro troubles. So here we are at the spot where I'm going to sit. The sun is directly up above us at the moment, and yeah, we're down by the canal, so it's a lovely spot to sit, chill for a little while. Set up my tripod and camera here somewhere, and I'll show you what kit I'm going to be using. Okay, so all set up, got my spot. I'll sit and relax for a couple of hours. You see cameras on the tripod, so I've got my 40D set up and my 75 EF 75 to 300mm lens. On the front, what I've found has worked before is my ND filter, 10-stop ND filter. Cuts out a lot of the light, and then with manual settings you can then get some sharper images. So I've just fired off some test shots before the event actually happens, and just see if I can pull it up on the screen. Zoom in for you. So there we go, we've got a nice crisp image, probably not too clear with the amount of reflection that we've got, but a nice clear circle around the edge of the moon. And what I've had to do to get that is I've set it at an ISO of 100, which is my lowest setting that I've got available, and 4000 shutter speed and f8 aperture, which seems to give me pretty much what I want. Now the ND filter gives pretty much, the ND filter gives a blue hue to the images. Sometimes I leave that, a bit stylistic, but what I'm probably going to do is switch my camera to shoot in monochrome. I've got high contrast settings set up in the preset where I've changed that, and I think that will make some nice images. So what I'm planning to do is, I'm not going to sort of keep looking at it and shooting through the camera, obviously, never ever look straight up at the sun, but what I'm planning to do is I'm going to start my stopwatch at 10:07 when the event starts, and I'm going to do a shot every 5 minutes, and then see what I get out of there to build a sort of a theme and show some images in the video later. Okay, so we're 10 minutes into the shoot, and one thing I wasn't expecting, there is some cloud cover, whereas they said it was going to be clear blue skies. So that's creating sort of, creating a hazy effect around the sun when I was shooting with just the one filter. So what I've done is I've added an extra filter, 1.2 ND filter on top of that, and actually that's brought the shutter speed right down from like 4,000 to 8,000, depending on how the cloud moves, to about 400. So it's a much better, images are much sharper in camera. I know I'll be able to adjust some of the others when I go to processing, to sort of bring out a bit of clarity and get rid of some of that haze around the sun. But yeah, it's going well so far. We can see the moon, and yeah, just chilling out, getting some vitamin D. You would think that sitting on a bench for a couple of hours, not having to do too much except just slightly move the camera every few minutes to get a shot, would be easy, and would cause minimal issues. But when you live with fibromyalgia, nothing is that easy. When I was sitting on the bench talking to camera, you know, it didn't feel too bad, felt relaxed. There was some discomfort in my neck, because I'd been, every few minutes I was looking up at the camera screen and having to realign it, etc. So that movement, even though it's every few minutes, and that's why I'd only decided to take a shot every 5 minutes, just to, you know, so I wasn't deliberately, you know, having my neck in that uncomfortable position on my back. Yeah, the problems really kicked in when I packed my bag, put everything away, and tried to walk home. As I said earlier in the video, I was using my stick. I am using my stick because my legs nearly gave way when I was just on a gentle walk to the barber's the day before, and I need that extra stability, that extra security. But trying to get my body moving, my head was completely disorientated. My balance was way off, and trying to move my feet, trying to lift my feet, was an extreme challenge. So much pain and sensitivity in my legs and my back. My head was pounding, and this is just from sitting on a bench for a couple of hours doing some photography. When I go for walks, I normally carry my camera and keep moving and shoot. So doing something like this is completely different. It's not something I've done for a while, going to a location and just standing, sitting in one spot for a while. And yeah, the payback was immense. It's now just over 2 hours since I got home, had a bit of lunch and just chilled out, watched some football on the telly. And it's starting to calm down a little bit, but I cannot move too quickly. I can't. My coordination is off. Yeah, this is the reality of living with fibro. You want to go out, you think you're doing something nice, you're not overdoing it, but even the things that are normally not overdoing it, with fibro, yeah, they can come and kick you right up the backside. Hope you enjoyed the video and the images, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe and like, and that will really help just build the momentum for the channel, not just for photography but also for getting the message out about fibromyalgia. Thank you.